everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Maddie and today I'm going to be ranking TADC characters. I want to thank Nerd Geek Man for suggesting this video, and I am late to making it. I meant to make it a while ago, but I kept putting it off, so I'm finally doing it. And before we begin, I do have a quick disclaimer. I know the TADC fandom can get really toxic, and it has on my channel before, so when I'm ranking characters, none of this is an insult to their voice actor, to Gooseworks, or anything like that. This is my opinion of the character in the show itself. Also, if you cannot handle opinions, you need to leave now. You can express your opinion in the comment as to how you would rank the character, but you need to do it in a respectful manner. You can't go harassing me or threatening to dox me. I've had people do that in this fandom before, so none of that. But enough of that, let's get into it. The first character we have is the one who is running the show, Kane. Now, I originally really liked Kane in the pilot, but I do have several complaints with him later on. And my biggest one, and spoiler alert for episodes 8 and 9, is that I liked how he was deleted in episode 8, but when he came back in the middle of episode 9, it felt really cheap. He was barely even gone for a full episode. He wasn't gone for a full episode. I feel like if we had a bit of a spacer in between that, maybe if he got deleted in 7 and came back in 9, or just something was rearranged there, it would have made a lot more sense, but we didn't have that, so that overall felt a little cheap. Also, I don't like how we never explained his other side, the blue AI thing. That really needed a bit more explanation. I still don't really quite know what was going on there, so I'll put him in A tier. The reason I'm putting him in A tier is because I really like his heterochromia and his overall character design, and I like his overall attitude. It's like he's trying to be what he thinks humans want. Bubble is immediate S tier. Bubble is funny, they're chaotic. I think Bubble goes by he, him, I don't know. But what even ever happened to Bubble? We never saw him in the finale. Gangle has grown on me a bit. Originally, they really annoyed me, and again, no offense to the voice actor, I just found the voice of Gangle kind of annoying, and at first I thought they were going to be a really cliche character, and considering the whole comedy and then the tragedy mask, that tends to be a bit cliche anymore, but they didn't end up being super cliche. And also, I love the part of their character where they love to draw and make art. I think that's really cool. So I'm going to give Gangle B tier. Zooble needed way more screen time. I really wish we got to see more of Zooble, but we know almost nothing about them, which really sucks because I really liked their character. They have a really cool design. I'm putting Zooble in B tier. I wish I could give them higher, but I can't just because, you know, we get almost nothing of them. And Kinger is my favorite. Kinger does nothing wrong. He's just a chill guy. My only complaint with him would be sometimes I feel like he's just there in certain scenes to move the plot along instead of, how do I say this? There's a rule when you're writing things of show, don't tell. Sometimes I feel like Kinger does a little too much telling and not enough of the story showing, but that's just a minor nitpick. As the character himself, he goes in S tier. Ragatha, I think, is one of the best written characters in TADC. She really shows her whole complexity with trying to take care of everyone, which is I can really relate to on a personal level. So Ragatha is also going in S tier. The fandom cannot seem to make up its mind about Jax. Either he gets put to be, you know, the best little boy ever who did nothing wrong, or people absolutely hate his guts. I am probably one of the only people, because I've never run into anyone else, who just thinks he's in the middle of the road. And I'm using he pronouns, and I understand that they're trans now, which is perfectly fine. I'm just using he because I'm so used to it at this point, and then also Gooseworks said we can use either he or she, and I don't know if Jax is necessarily canonically out yet, so I'm not really sure how to do it. Jax is a really fun character with all the sarcastic quips and stuff. I do feel bad for all the people he bullied, though. I think some of the other people, at first when I saw him bullying people in the pilot, I'm like, oh, he's just teasing. I didn't really realize how bad it was until we saw how much Gangle was affected by it, and then also that he literally made, 2 characters abstract, and he was probably very close to making Gangle abstract, which is just a personal theory of mine. But yeah, I'm gonna put Jax in C tier simply because I don't really know what to think about them. And I know a lot of people were also complaining that that Jax came out as trans. I didn't mind it. I wish we got to see more hints of it in the show. That way we didn't have so much discourse of people arguing about it. But at the same time, I don't know. Kaufmo does nothing wrong. He's another one of those characters. I can't really give him S tier because we get almost no development on him, and it's kind of a major plot thing of why did he even abstract? He seemed really chill, but I don't know. It just seemed kind of odd, but I guess it might be a bit of a metaphor for how sometimes people who seem perfectly fine and chill still have mental health issues going on. Pomni. I do think Pomni was handled rather well, considering everything. That a lot of times main characters in these indie shows just aren't that well developed. They're just kind of there to be nice and just to kind of move the story along. One of my complaints with Pomni, though, is how when she comes in, suddenly everyone's talking about their emotions and their backstories. You would think they would have done that before, but I think that's more the fault of the story and less the fault of the character. So I'm going to put Pomni in B tier. The Moon is there. The only thing I really know about them is that they like Kane in the end of the show, which is fine. I didn't really ship it, but I don't really do a lot of TADC shipping, to be honest. I didn't really ship any of the characters except Kane and Bubble. I thought they'd do well together, but you know, I'll put them in C. The Sun's a fun character, just kind of really mean, but I guess in a way that's comedic, so I'll give them also C. Is this a Gloink? I don't remember any of these names, so all these little Gloink guys are going in D tier because I don't really know who they are. Gloink Mother, though, she's a good mom, so for that, she's going in C tier. This is Princess Lulu? Something like that. It was Princess Lollipop or something. I don't know. Do they even really do anything? I don't think they do. They did nothing to overtly offend me, though, so they're going in C tier. Gummigoo, I really like Gummigoo, to be honest. I'll give him A tier. I just really like that kind of gruff but caring type of character. I know a lot of people, for some reason, really hate Gummigoo. I don't really understand the Gummigoo hate. My only complaint with Gummigoo, and the reason they're not getting S tier, is I think we had a good cutoff with them when Pomni saw him in the restaurant, and I wish we kind of didn't get baited that we were going to get more from him in episode 9, because I really thought he was going to be a bigger deal in episode 9, but it also doesn't make sense why he was Pomni's fear when Kane was showing them all their fears. So I just felt like that Gummigoo kept getting thrown in there when he didn't necessarily need to be there, just because he was a popular character at that time with all the merch and everything. So that felt a little odd, but as a character himself, I like him. These are Gummigoo's little henchmen guys, but I cannot remember their names. I think one of them's name is Chad, but I can't remember. So I'm going to put them in Who Is This, simply because I don't remember their names individually. Fudge Monster, who does almost nothing except eat. So Fudge Monster is going in D tier. Ghostly, they do almost nothing except get sucked up by vacuums, but I do like their design. I like that bioluminescent design, which is really cool, so I'll put them in C tier. Martha Milton-Hall, see, she seems chill. I like her. She's just a nonchalant queen. Okay, they get B tier, or she gets B tier. Angel, I actually really liked Angel, and you can't see his picture here really well, but I am a sucker for really creepy designs, so I really liked this. I did a ranking video of a short a while back where I said my top 10 TADC characters, and a bunch of people were complaining. I had Angel in 7th, I think it was 7th place, either 6th or 7th place. And I'll just for the design alone, I gotta give it S tier. It's just so cool. I just love those designs so much. Theodore Mildenhall, C tier also. Oh, now we have the evil versions of the characters. I'm trying to remember what these even do. Evil Pomni, doesn't she chew and everything? Or is that... No, that might have been normal Jax. C tier. I liked Evil Ragatha's voice. It was so overly dramatic, so I'll give that one B. Evil King. I don't even remember what Evil Kinger did, so I'm going to put it in Who Is This, just because I don't really remember anything about them. The Evil Jax. Why am I doing one hand? Evil Jax was just so ridiculous that it gets B tier. Evil Orbsman. What did they even do? Who is this? Then what did Evil Zubul do? I don't remember. Disappearing Guy. Disappearing Guy is really funny, just in an absurdist way. So they get A tier. Abel. I'm still trying to figure out if I honestly believe that Abel is an NPC, and I know in my head it's an NPC, but still at the same time, it's hard to believe it. So I'm gonna give Abel C tier. Ming, I wouldn't want to assume that Ming wants to be in this tier list, so I can't rank him. Ribbit, Ribbit gets A tier. I really liked that character. If we got to see more on her, I would put her in S tier, but we don't. Nice design and everything. And then Queenie also gets A tier, because she just seems really sweet and, you know, just a very kind lady. So yeah, that is my ranking, and Ming is down here because we don't want to assume anything about Ming. And yeah. Hi, editing me here. I was editing this video and I realized I completely forgot to film an outro. So, here's my outro. Goodbye.